him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack 'em a gob, it's time for the only news that matters on Kiss Wednesday. And a Los Angeles judge told Kiss to consider settling an upcoming court case against their fired Wig roadie, saying the band could be hit in its deep, deep pockets if the ruling don't go its way. The lawsuit was brought in February 2023 by former crew member David Matthews, who claims he was mistreated on tour and then wrongly terminated after his 30-year tenure turned sour. Matthews' main responsibility as part of the costume team was to maintain the band's hair. Claimed he was forced to work in close proximity with Gene Simmons while the musician was suffering from COVID, but denied it. Anyway, in his 6-point suit, he also claims he was fired by manager Doc McGee for allegedly being involved in reports in which the Kiss crew revealed their concerns about the band's COVID measures. In the aftermath of guitar tech Frank Stuber's death from the illness on the road, Matthew insists he wasn't one of those who spoke to journalists. Judge Armin Tamzarian said, the first time I saw this lawsuit, it was clear both sides had very serious risks. If this goes to trial, it would not surprise me if Mr. Matthews got nothing. It would not surprise me if he made a big pot of money. This is the kind of case any rational person would settle. There's a risk that could swing dramatically one way or the other. This is a tough case for a plaintiff to win. But if he wins, there are deep, deep pockets there. And there could be a big result. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. If this case commences as scheduled on January 6th, he told lawyers on both sides, you're both overconfident in your positions. He also criticized Kiss because of the position that Matthew was a contractor rather than an employee, saying, I'm not so sure I'm buying that argument. Let's say he has his own hair studio in Beverly Hills, and every time they went on tour, they went to him and he fixed up the hair. That's one thing. But he didn't have his own hair studio. He didn't cut anybody else's hair. All he did for a couple of years was cut the hair of these guys. He had some side gigs, but they weren't side gigs in hair. He also said Matthew's position on how the band should have gone about the COVID protection. He said, I'm unaware of any law or regulations about somebody who's in a rock and roll band where the performer who's wearing makeup has to wear a mask. After they put on the makeup, Gene Simmons should have put on a mask? Wouldn't that ruin the makeup and ruin the whole point? Is that what you're saying that should have been done? I'm not practical for how they do things. That's going to be their argument at trial. There you go. He cuts their hair and then he puts wigs on them. I just laughed when I saw the headline and said, Judge warns Kiss of serious risk in fired wig roadie lawsuit. Wig roadie. Oh man, yeah. Those wigs are something else. I doubt that's a wig on Tommy Thayer, but what do I know? You know, but yeah, or you know, maybe Eric Singer, I don't know. But Gene and Paul, oh for sure, man. That's like, and honestly, man, that's a really, really bad wig roadie. They should have fired him for the wigs. The wigs are horrible. I mean, they're not as bad as Ace Frehley's wig. I mean, that one. When Ace Frehley first got his wig, it was all right, you know. But now it's like looks like he doesn't put it on right anymore. It's a little to the side, you know. But yeah, rock stars with the wigs. I never know Jolyn Turner was wearing a wig while he was in Rainbow. I read it later in magazines. I was like, really? I just thought Jolyn Turner had a fine set of hair, but then you see Jolyn Turner older with that wig on, and it's very obvious. I like him more without the wig. You know, he takes off the wig here and there, but then he puts it back on. But whatever, man. You gotta have long hair if you're a rock star, even if you gotta wear a wig. And yeah, there's no way Gene and Paul can go up on stage with their receding hair and pull it off, you know? So they pulled it off with, but you know, everything about Kiss now is fake. You know, you have fake hair, you have fake vocals, you have a fake Frehley, you have a fake Peter Criss. You know, that was, and now they're going to do the avatars, or in my case, I say, they're going to attempt it and give up. You know, I called it. I have a video on this channel from like 10 years ago calling it. I made a video about Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons will not replace themselves in Kiss. Oh, sure, they say it in every interview. Oh, we're going to replace ourselves. We're going to replace ourselves. And I said it back then. They're not going to replace themselves. They're only saying this because they got somebody in Ace Frehley and Peter Criss makeup. So they're trying to be like, hey, we're going to do it to ourselves too. You know, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss now are, you know, they got imposters. So we're going to have imposters too. I made a video 10 years ago on this channel, and I called it. I said they're not taking their makeup off. There's just no way it's going to happen. And look, I was proven right 10 years later. They come up with this avatar thing. So this is my new prediction. Ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Look, I read up on this avatar thing on, on a past episode of The Only News That Matters, and I said it. I said the avatars that they're doing with Kiss is gonna require a building. They have to build a certain thing for this to fit in. You know, that's how the avatars are gonna have to work. So they're gonna either build a whole building or add something to a building, possibly Vegas, to make it so. Man, not only are they pumping hundreds of millions of dollars into the avatars itself, they gotta like build an arena for this crap. I just can't see it happen. It's just like not feasible to me. I mean, I don't know, man. To me, it just boggles my mind. Nobody's really into it, you know. You read comments on my videos, you'll find maybe 2 or 3 at the most. Oh, I'm interested. But everybody else is like, shit. Look, I didn't even want to see Kiss on the end of the road, which was, by the way, I was offered a free ticket 2 times to go see the End of the Road tour, and I refused both times. And so, you know, if I don't even want to see the actual, you know, humans on stage, I'm sure the hell I ain't gonna want to see no floating cartoons, you know? Seriously. That is, it's just the lamest shit. I don't get it myself. I really don't get it. You know, it's like, you know, then, you know, they always bring up the ABBA thing. Well, you know, ABBA thing, this one's better than ABBA, they're saying now. And I'm like, really? You know, ABBA did take off. It did great, you know, the avatars of ABBA. But ABBA's an act that hasn't performed in like 40 years or more than 40 years, you know? Kiss just came off the road, you know? It ain't going to be, what is it, 2027, they said? You know? Like a good 5-6 years. Motley Crue wasn't even gone that long after their bullshit farewell tour. So there you go, man. lawsuit, and wigs. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the only news that matters. And if you did, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and ring that little notification bell. I totally would appreciate that. And in case you are subscribed, please check to see if you're still subscribed, because people are getting unsubscribed for no reason, and that blows. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.